over time.
I absolutely think that being able to understand the human genome is going to be critical for the future.
Our story for 60 Minutes this week is about DNA and biodata. It has become a commodity that people around the world see value in. Anne Wojcicki is the CEO and founder of 23andMe.
We allow people direct access to their genetic information. You spit in a tube, you send it back in, and then we open up this door. It's almost like looking in a mirror for the first time. It gives you all this information about your ancestry and your health.
We talked to government officials who were concerned about this, and that people, they send in $100 and it's kind of fun, and you learn whether you're Portuguese or Spanish or Swedish or Norwegian, and you don't really think about the implications. We had multiple people describe this to us as almost a bait and switch, that the customers come and they're going to learn about their genetics and they're going to learn about their ancestry, and meanwhile you are building this valuable, vast biodata library. How do you respond to that?
It's about choice and transparency. Our customers absolutely have the ability to not participate in research. We don't default people into anything. I never want one of my customers to feel duped, ever.
What happens when somebody opts in and then they change their mind?
People have the opportunity and choice to say they no longer want to participate. And your data can be deleted.
You're saying these genealogy companies, the real value is everything you can do with this data set.
The value is in the data. It's not just the genealogy companies. Everybody is looking at what kind of data do I have access to, how much do I have, and then how can I turn around and monetize it.
That's where the money is.
Absolutely.
We spoke with Edward Yu, a supervisory special agent at the FBI. I'm thinking that in recent years, millions of people have voluntarily given their genetic data for these ancestry searches. To what extent does that concern you?
The challenge, again, is about awareness. And many companies, institutions are doing their due diligence and looking at privacy. And that becomes a challenge in how do we educate the public? How do we raise a consumer or a patient's level of awareness of the true value of the data and giving them the tools to understand where's their data potentially going to be going, how is it going to be utilized, but more importantly, who's going to have access to it?
Big data matters, and it applies to healthcare as well. And if you have 10,000 samples and you're looking for a marker for susceptibility to cancer, you might find it. If you have 10 million samples, you're going to have a lot better odds.
I should emphasize that our customers come to us. We never default people. This is an opt-in, and what we have found is they want to be empowered. They want this information about themselves. They want to know how to prevent, and if there's a disease out there, they want to be part of the solution.
What do you say to the customer that says, you're telling me how valuable my DNA is? What am I getting out of this? I'm not getting paid for it. I'm not getting a stake in the upside. What's in it for me?
If you talk to anyone who is sick, especially anyone with a terminal illness, and you ask them what they want, what they're looking for is a treatment or something that's going to benefit their children. And we learned the most important thing that 23andMe could do would be to put our own money into developing ways our customers are going to benefit from the human genome. But I should emphasize, we are reinvesting all of our money into therapeutics development.
Big data is not unique to healthcare, but it certainly is playing a huge role now that's only going to get bigger.
And not only you have that ability to protect your DNA, you have that fiduciary responsibility to protect it for your children, your grandchildren. Because one person's DNA, you get the entire family.
Bill Evanina is the former director of the National Counterintelligence and Security Center. Is there no law on the books that forbids companies from selling your data like it's a commodity?
That's correct. In the U.S., your HIPAA law allows you to have protection based upon what's called covered providers, your healthcare company or your healthcare provider, but not third-party aggregators or collectors of data like genetics.
If I want to provide my customers with the best data security, there's all kinds of standards that are out there that do not involve HIPAA.
Sounds like your standards are stricter than HIPAA.
We have an incredibly sophisticated, nimble team that thinks all day long about data security, privacy, how do we make sure that we are doing everything reasonably possible to protect our customers' data.
We've heard again and again this refrain, data is the new oil. What does that mean to you?
The United States needs to be more aggressive with how they are thinking about genetics and how we're thinking about this data revolution. And if we want to be able to have that lead, we need to invest in it.